love is unconditional acceptance. You were conditionally attached to this person. You were attached to this person on the condition that they treated you like this. But once they stop doing that, you're no longer attached to them. You were only attached to them on the condition that they were doing what pleased your ego. So addicted to sex, you want sex so much because deep down you want that affection. You want somebody to show that level of intimacy with you. Well, show it to yourself and watch. Yo, peace and high vibes, y'all. It's your man with the mind that is too divine, the one and only DM9, back with another production, right? So as you can see by the title, as you can see by the thumbnail, we about to be talking about love, all right? We about to be talking about what it actually means to love. And we're gonna break down what I personally believe it means when you say you've fallen in love, all right? This is a place, this video, my channel, this is a place for people who like to laugh and learn. This is a place for people who are becoming their greatest version, but still want to entertain and enjoy themselves along the journey, all right? So when I hear somebody say that they've fallen in love, all right, first off, what does it mean to fall? Search this up. When you say you've fallen, okay, it means you have slipped uncontrollably, right? Now, boom, that's one thing that I want to point out about that phrase. Love, okay? People see love as an emotion. People see love as an emotion, a very strong and intense emotion. Emotion is associated with the element water, right? So if emotion is associated with water, this is why the thumbnail is what it is, okay? Because when you say you've fallen in love, you're saying that you've uncontrollably slipped into an emotion that you feel towards a person, and because of how intense it is, you have no control over it anymore. And you're only going to go further and further and further down. That's why when you look at the thumbnail, the hearts that the person is attached to, it says anvil hearted, because of the density and the weight behind the emotions and the perceived love that you feel towards this person that's just pulling you further and further and further down. And it's because of your attachment that you feel towards this person that has you uncontrollably falling further and further and further into this emotion. It's literally like you're sinking in the ocean and you just have no control over it. You feel me? That's why the thumbnail is what it is. So my perspective, that's my initial metaphor and analogy for when it comes to people saying they've fallen in love. Now, falling in love, what society believes love is, what movies and TV preaches love to be, is honestly just attachment, not real love. All right, love is unconditional acceptance. That's my personal perspective on what love truly is. Now, people are gonna tell you, oh yeah, I love them unconditionally. Oh yeah, I have unconditional love. There's no such thing as unconditional love, because love is itself unconditional. Why? Because you are supposed to, if you love somebody, you should accept them no matter what it is that they do and what they say, what they do, no matter what. That is unconditional. On zero conditions, you will always accept this person. When people say they've fallen in love, now people think that it takes a certain amount of time for you to say that you love a person. It takes a certain amount of time for you to know that you love a person. No, it takes a certain amount of time for you to get attached to a person though. Which one makes more sense? Because you might say you love a person, you might say you've fallen in love with this person, XYZ, ABC, but they do something that you're not fond of. They do something that doesn't align with your own morality. All right, they do something that you think wronged you, harmed you, and y'all separate, and you say, I don't know who that is. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't deal with them. Don't even mention them. Nah, I don't love them anymore. How can you not accept somebody for who they are anymore? But you can definitely not be attached to somebody anymore. Do y'all see what I'm getting at here? They might do something, and this is what's actually practical. They do something that doesn't align with your morality. They might do something, they might reveal something about their character that, you know what I'm saying, you don't really want to associate yourself with. So you detach from them. You no longer have that same attachment to them that you once did. But because you actually move with the genuine energy of love, where it's unconditional, you still accept them for who they are. You can't say you love this person. You can't say you love somebody and then like in a relationship, you can't say you love somebody. You can't say you fallen in love with somebody and then they go have sex with another person and now you don't love this person anymore. No, you were conditionally attached to this person. All right. You were attached to this person on the condition that they treated you like this, on the condition that they only had sex with you. You were attached to this person on the condition that they spent X amount of money on you, that they paid their bill, that they paid your bills. But once they stop doing that, once they have sex with another person, once they stop treating you this way, now you're no longer attached to them, because you were only attached to them on the condition that they were doing what pleased your ego. That's what society and people today think love is. What people see love as is just conditional attachment. You are attached to this person, maybe very intensely, very strongly, so much emotions involved. You're attached to this person on the condition that they remain the version of who you see them as in your head. So if they keep on providing in this way, if they keep on acting in this way, then you will stay attached to them because you have become attached to this fantasy, to this idea of who you want them to be. But say they start revealing the side of them that they wanted to repress and the side of them that they're not proud of. Say their shadow side starts to arise. Now their shadow side doesn't align with your fantasy. So because something that was outside of the conditions has arose, now you no longer want to be attached to them. You never loved them. Okay? Because this is how I see love. This is how I love to break it down. Love is you're willing to understand somebody. So when their shadow side arises, you realize you already understand that I have a shadow side as well. I have a side of me that I don't have the most pride in. I have a side of me that I don't really want other people to see. I have a side of me that I don't really show to the world. All right, you already understand that about yourself. You had a side of you that's been through trauma and certain things that's created who you are right now. And you might do things that might not align with somebody else's morality. You already perfectly understand that about yourself. Because you understand that about yourself, when somebody else has their shadow side that arises, you understand that and you're willing to. That's the biggest thing. You're willing to understand that. And because you understand that they have a shadow side just like everyone else, just like you do, you're willing to and you're able to accept them for who they are. On no conditions will you ever not accept them, because you know you accept yourself and love yourself for who you are, so you're able to do that for somebody else as well. That's what love is to me. So I can meet somebody tomorrow and I love them for who they are. All right, I probably won't say that to them. I won't meet somebody walking through the grocery store and be like, hey man, I love you. You know what I'm saying? I won't do some shit like that, because I already know motherfuckers gonna take it as, what the fuck, nigga, are you one of them? They might take it as, bro, are you good, nigga? Like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Look, I appreciate the positivity, but bro, cool out, man. I don't swing that way, gang. Yeah, the point of that is, nigga, I can meet somebody tomorrow and I know that I have love for them, because look, you are who you are. You are who God made you to be in this lifetime. I am who God made me to be in this lifetime. All right. So there's things about myself. I have a perspective that I live my life with, and so be it. I accept that about myself, and whatever it is that comes with my life, it is what it is. I know that I love myself through whatever happens. So I know if I experience somebody, they might have a different perspective. They might have things that they do differently. I'm not going to judge them. All right. I'm not going to ridicule them. I'm not going to treat them any different. I'm not going to discriminate. I accept you for who you are. I love you, to my definition of love. When it comes to love, people's idea of what love is solely based off of three things: movies, TV shows that you saw growing up. So A perfect example of this is I could be talking to a girl that she grew up with broken homes and foster family and broken promises, and one person saying this and one person saying that, saying I love you, cheating on them, then breaking up the next. She's probably never seen a real relationship with trust and true love, right? Meanwhile, me, I could have grown up with a very loving family, 2-parent household. It was very well put together, and they're still together to this day, dating for married to each other for 30 years, never cheated on each other. Yes, they've had their ups and downs, but every down they wound up getting up. Because we have two very different direct life experiences with what we see love to be, that has completely shaped our perspective on what love is, until you go into a different, until you know what I'm saying, you become a little more conscious, you become more aware, and you start learning more things. You're like, okay, what I thought love was, that isn't even that. That was really just attachment. That was really just lies and falsehood and people who weren't really comfortable with themselves. That's the thing though. What people's idea of love to be is based off of movies and TV shows especially, all right? But that's a story for another day. I'm not going to get into monogamy and polygamy right now. We see such toxic and unhealthy, that's a much better word than toxic. We see so many unhealthy versions and representations of what we're told love should be, okay? We see these TV shows and somebody's acting like this and over attached to a person and XYZ. It's like, that's not love. You know why that's not love for somebody else? Because if you loved yourself enough, you wouldn't even put yourself in this situation to be acting the way that you're acting over this person. Now, this is the next part of this video. You can't love somebody else. You can't fall in love. You can become attached to somebody else. You can become conditionally attached to somebody else. But you cannot truly love somebody before you love yourself. All right, this is such a great analogy for life. You cannot pour something into somebody else's cup if you have nothing in yours. So how can you love somebody else if you don't even fully love yourself? All right, so how I explained your shadow earlier, and how you might have things that you don't want other people to see, and you might do things that you're not proud of. You cannot at all say that you love yourself if you reject those actions, if you reject your trauma, if you reject your shadow, because that is a version of you. That is a part of your being that you are rejecting. But when it comes to yourself, you cannot reject aspects of who you are and still think that you love yourself. You need to accept that as part of your overall being and love yourself through that. Because once you accept that, you're going to start seeing a completely different energy behind it. Because you accept that it's no longer in your shadow. All right, your shadow is literally created from what you reject. But once you start realizing that, you start integrating your shadow more into your life, and your shadow becomes something that you walk hand in hand with, rather than letting it lead you in life, because you can't control it anymore. Not being able to control your shadow, I said this in one of my other videos. The video on your shadow. Not being able to control your shadow is like walking with your shadow but in front of you, and it's just dragging your hand. You feel me? It's your shadow, so people probably can't really see it, but you know it's there, and it's there and it's leading you because you're doing what it says. Meaning you're hiding certain things from the world. You're hiding certain things from yourself because you don't want to deal with it. You don't want other people to see you this way. So everything that you're doing is because you don't want people to see this, meaning your shadow is controlling you. You don't want to walk with your shadow behind you, because that means you are literally trying to hide your shadow, and you are being way too egotistical. You're showing this, you're showing that, you want everybody to perceive you a certain way, and look at this, but don't look behind me. You know what I'm saying? That's walking with your shadow behind you, but you want to walk with your shadow hand in hand, stride for stride, right next to you. Okay? Meaning you accept this for who you are. This is perfectly integrated into me. Okay? I accept you, and we are going to go through life together. We're going to balance each other out. That right there is a perfect representation of self-love. And then self-love goes even deeper, to a point where you are comfortable doing things by yourself. Okay? Everybody thinks that you can't go skating, bowling, XYZ. You have to do everything with somebody else. You have to go eat with somebody else. You have to go to the movies with somebody else. Can you do anything by yourself? Can you show yourself the affection that you want from somebody else? All right, you're so addicted to sex. You want sex so much because deep down you want that affection. You want somebody to show that level of intimacy with you. Well, show it to yourself and watch how many people will come trying to give it to you. That's self-love. Giving yourself what you want other people to give you. That is self-love right there. So how can you say that you love somebody else when you don't even love yourself? You're so attached to this person, right? You're so conditionally attached to this person because they're giving you something that you know that you should be giving yourself. But you might not even know that you should be giving it to yourself. You just know that it's something that you lack. It's something that you do not have, right? So you have latched on to this person and you think you love them. But like I said, all it is attachment. Love is not attachment. And the more you believe it is, the further you're gonna go, the more you're gonna sink with this ideology. You know how dangerous it is to be overly attached to a person? It becomes so bad to where when y'all detach from each other, it feels like your whole world has just fallen apart. It literally feels like a side of you just broke off. But that's not even the case. That all it is because you just became way too attached to that person. Whew, man. You can see by the fit, I'm making videos in bulk right now. You know what I'm saying? I just recorded that 2023 to 2024 video. I'm recording this video about love. I got one more that I need to do. Phone probably about on like 2%. Goddamn, gotta char my shit real quick. But man, comment what y'all think about this video, all right? Let me know if y'all resonate. Let me know if y'all disagree. You know what I'm saying? If you got anything from this video that resonated or you want to share it with somebody, do exactly that. Share it on social media. Share it with somebody that you think need to hear it. Share it with your significant other, goddamn. You know that motherfucker just being a little too attached. Like, bruh, shower by yourself, goddamn it. I'm not gonna eat with you today. Bugging all up. Ooh, I gotta make a video on insecurity and codependency next. Holy shit. That is a story for another day. But you know that you might have a partner that you need to send this shit to, a friend that you need to send this shit to. They need to hear it. All right, love is not attachment. So comment, share this video, like this video to get me in the algorithm, get other people hearing this, and subscribe if you fuck with me. We out.